Hey everybody, did you know you can go to colinmullen.com in order to get art and art prints? colinmullen.com. So hey everybody, sorry about the lack of video last week. Everything has flooded, and so I lost a bunch of canvases and just couldn't get to my stuff. But this week I could, so I painted this week, but it's kind of just a little small thing. I'm really loving these little wood tile things. It's great. You can just bang out a real quick idea, and I figured out you can actually paint onto them without having to prime them, so we get that wood texture behind. Just really solid, means that the blank parts of the canvas don't appear blank. It just looks good. I think this came out okay. I might look into trying to sell these guys as well, so if you're interested, hit me up, but that's this thing. Anyway, let's talk about this week's topic. And there was a question that I got on Tumblr that was along the lines of, do I prefer paintings that are very, very well detailed but have less or harder to understand meaning, or do I prefer simpler stuff that has more meaning? Something along those lines. And to me, I feel like I do a lot more of the detailed stuff without getting into the people understanding what I'm doing. And I see that as a personal failing as an artist, personally, that I make stuff that people don't understand the thing of. I mean, like, part of being an artist is people not getting it, but like, usually they mean that in a real snobbish way. But I feel like I'm just not doing a good job of communicating my ideas. And at the end of the day, that's what I feel like that art and music and all that kind of stuff is it's just, we use speech as a way to communicate our ideas, but sometimes speech isn't good enough. You know, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, yada, yada. How are you using those 1,000 words? And does that come across clearly? I think way too many artists focus on the hyper-detailed, hyper-realistic kind of stuff. I've talked about my issues with quote-unquote realism, which I'm using incorrectly here because that's what everyone calls it, but the photorealistic stuff. And my issue with that is it doesn't mean really anything aside from just like, look at this. Aren't I incredible at art? And it's like, well, okay, but like, I don't care. Like, it feels very disposable like that. Whereas something that really hits you in the gut, something really that communicates that, for me personally, I think it's one of the reasons that I really like punk music that I do, is that, you know, quality-wise, as far as their ability to play instruments, is not as technical as, say, something like metal, where you get into like just crazy like shredding fest just to be able to pull off a lick or whatever. Whereas punk can sometimes maybe skew that to just do, I don't know, something that means something to the person, that has a real impact to that person, and that people that listen to it also agree with that idea. It's about the ideas in the song, and maybe the quality of musicianship is not as important. And I think that works for me, but I think most people, I think the average person prefers something that it won't challenge them intellectually, and would prefer something that's just beautiful. Something that's disgusting but important to say, for example, may not get as good of a reception as, look at this photorealistic whatever thing I drew. Just my personal take. So when it comes to selling art, I would say that you probably want to go towards meaningless, hyper-detailed kind of stuff, especially around poppy kind of stuff. Famous actresses, actors, movies, video games, etc., etc. And then for stuff that you actually want to, like, I don't know, communicate an idea, you should go for that stuff that really gets that idea across. Now, I feel like I have a real hard time with that, and I don't do a good job of it at all. I feel like that there's like half a dozen paintings that I've done that just people don't get. Well, it's probably more than that. And it's not because like my ideas are too deep or too, you know, hard to understand, but just like that I'm not good at expressing my thoughts through painting yet. And it's the main thing I'm really trying to work on right now. A few of them, I feel like people get the idea, but it's going to be something that I continue to work on personally. And it's what I would consider my biggest flaw right now, is just no one knows what I'm talking about, and I don't like that. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this, and I'd love to hear you guys'. I mean, I think in a perfect world you can do both, but if the, binary is choose one or the other, that's my take. Let me know what you think. Anyway, I want to thank the people on Patreon because you guys are super cool. I offered anyone who wanted a refund or a partial refund last month could get it because I didn't get everything together, but no one took me up on that because you guys are really awesome. And speaking of awesome people, I want to thank my mom and dad, especially because you took care of our cats and we got them back yesterday as of the time you're hearing this. So thank you. I love you. Thank you, Wap Boo. Thank you, Tofoundor. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Skelecorgi. Thank you, Sanja R. Thank you, Reverend Joe. Thank you, Retrograde. Thank you, Rachel Gibson. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Mortis. Thank you, Maliciousness. Thank you, Lost Nevada. Thank you, Lol. Thank you, Kayla Hollinger. Thank you, Gala. Thank you, Gabriel Bennett. Thank you, Egg. Thank you, Dragon. Thank you, Chiptune Glitch. Thank you, Bunglepaws. Thank you, Blake. Thank you, Bep. Thank you, BD648. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Acrobus. And thank you, Ats! It feels good to be back in the apartment and actually, I don't know, being able to do art again. You miss it when you can't do it. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week. I've been doing more art streams on twitch.tv/RevScarecrow, so just maybe give me a follow over there as well and subscribe because you watched all the way to the end, so you apparently liked the video that much. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching.